I'm Aiden Crandall, and this is Cayuga Bytes.
And I'm Jared Fritz.
And this is Cayuga Bytes, a student-run news show created by the broadcast journalism class for you, the students. We call it Bytes because we're here to feature anything and everything on campus that students deem newsworthy or interesting. This week in the news, we got a lot to talk about. Why don't you tell them, Jared?
Well, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and our criminal justice program here at Cayuga Community College got really involved. Nate, you were there. Tell them about it.
Yes. So on the front lawn, they put out pinwheels to raise awareness for domestic violence. I was there on the scene and captured lots of footage. Why don't we show you?
We're out here every year, only encouraged to move with the slightest breeze. Single, silent sentinels, setting a subtle reminder to victims of domestic violence, you're not alone. Placed one by the hands of student volunteers with the college's Criminal Justice Club. Together, they form an army standing up to build awareness that violence anywhere is not okay.
Well, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So being the criminal justice professor here on the Auburn campus, we try to get the students involved in community events. There's a lot of events going on around the community here in Auburn and Cayuga County that help bring awareness and support to domestic violence.
I believe it's extremely beneficial, especially getting the community involved and police officers. I believe it helps us with a better understanding, and there's a lot on college campuses that are shared, so I feel like this is it's definitely like worldwide.
They're working in conjunction with the CAP program in Auburn that raises awareness for domestic violence, as well as the local police department.
It's important to make awareness of domestic violence, not only here in our own community, but nationwide. And when college students participate, it broadens the awareness that we need, not only amongst our community, but within the young students as well.
In a huge show of strong support, law enforcement from all over Cayuga County came together for a moment, proudly displaying the purple ribbon which adorned each of their cars.
There's different types of domestic violence. Fear is usually the one thing that keeps everyone from wanting to report it, but there are plenty of options out there that are able and willing to help. The first step is reporting it.
This is just a small act that is helping bring attention to domestic violence. If you or someone you know is in an abusive relationship, have them call at 1-800-799-7233 or text LOVEIS to 22522.
Thank you, Aiden. And please remember, if you or a loved one is dealing with domestic violence, please call the number mentioned earlier. Now we come to the section of our show where we read some interesting headlines that we found in the Collegian this week. Here's one. Harlequin Fall Stage Production earns 4 awards. Looks like our college theater group, Harlequin Productions, their most recent show, All Around the Table, was selected to be part of the Theater Association of New York State, TANIS, local festival. Play director Bob Frame was quoted in saying that it's a huge honor to have the play be one of only 10 shows shown at this theater festival. What did you find, Jared?
Last week we had our SOMA Student Talent Showcase, in which students from the School of the Media and the Arts did their own talent. They performed and they sang songs, and a bunch of artwork is involved as well. The winners for these things were for first place original song. Connor Van Epps was the winner there.
Waiting for the day to pass so I can be with you at last. Head is pounding, eyes are locked onto the hands that roam around the clock.
First place cover song, Kayla Brown and Josh Hart. Runners up for cover songs were Craig Hobart and Dakota Drake. And for artwork awards, Ethan Graff was the winner. And another winner 3 times so far she has won this event, Sarah St. Clair. So congratulations to everybody for the SOMA Student Talent Showcase. Good work.
Here's another headline. Looks like the Rat Guild put together a haunted house recently. We have a little bit more footage from on the scene. Why don't we take you there?
Stop at the spider webs.
Okay.
Stop there.
Don't hurt me.
All right. Watch your head. You don't want to be stuck like her.
Oh, Jesus. Oh my God. Sounds like one of my students. Okay. All right.
Welcome to my home. Clearly, as you can see, it's been cleaned in decades. Some people just like to lie around and visit. Especially ex-boyfriends.
Definitely with me.
Help me!
Oh, God.
Welcome to my graveyard, where most people end up in the future. Maybe you'll end up there by the end of this. This poor fella hasn't made it yet, but he'll have to be stuck here forever. Would you like your fortune told? It only costs a soul. Is there any demons in here?
What do you want, demon?
Stay there.
Aye.
Now
Ow.
get out!
Oh, okay.
Please to meet you. Can I offer you some foot?
Nice
I've been
touch.
cooking it all day.
Some pretty scary stuff, right, Nate?
Definitely.
And that scream you heard at the end was from our broadcast journalism professor, Mary Merritt. And we'd also like to congratulate Jenna Fields on winning the Collegian's costume contest. She is the tour guide seen at the beginning of the haunted house. Anything else to add, Nate?
Well, we're going to go into our next segment. Our man on the street, Aiden Crandall, is going to be asking students a question for the Answer My Question segment. Take it away, Aiden.
I'm Aiden Crandall with Cayuga Bytes, and today we're asking fellow students if they know any of our famous figures. And you might be wondering, who are those men? They're right here. We have current school president Brian Durant. We have the Jeff Says, the radio man himself. We have our college play director Bob Frame, and we have former vice president and current president candidate Joe Biden. Let's see how many people get this right. Now I'm here with Emily Bottenderry, and she's going to answer the same questions. So, do you know anybody on this piece of paper?
He looks a little familiar, but no, I don't.
Nobody else?
No.
Okay. I'm here with Trent Rogie, and he's going to answer the same questions. So, do you know anybody on this sheet?
I recognize the guy in the bottom right. That's Joe Biden, Vice President of Barack Obama, and current presidential nominee. The other three, I can't say I recognize.
So, I'm here with John Wellington, and today I'm going to ask him if he knows these 4 people. So, John, can you name anybody on that sheet?
Well, that's VP Biden. Not quite sure what his name is, but he's part of the Telcom. I believe this right here is the dean. I'm probably off on that one. And this looks like Socrates.
Well, I mean, he got Biden, correct? I'm here with Martin L. Mitchell, and we'll see if they can also guess these men. So, do you know any one of these guys?
He looks familiar, this guy. That guy right there. He looks like an actor. And I feel like he was also in a movie or something. I don't know him. I don't know him.
Here with Dan Charles, we're going to ask him the same questions. So, do you know any of these people?
Yes. This is Brian Durant. This is Jeff Sizz. This is Bob Frame. And that is Joe Biden.
Hey, there we go. First one. Trent Wilkinson is now going to attempt to answer the same questions. So, Trent, do you know any of these wonderful men?
Oh, man. I only know one of them. That's Jeff Sesniak.
Any idea of who the other 3 men are?
I have no idea. I can't make any assumptions.
I'm now here with Zara Vaughn, and let's see if she knows any of our famous figures. So, can you name any one of these men?
Bob Ross, Bill Clinton, Vladimir Putin, R-Truth.
Those are pretty funny, actually. So, I'm back with Dakota now, and he's going to try to answer the same questions as everybody else in the entire campus has already been asked. So, Dakota, do you know any of these men?
Yes, I do. The bottom left one is Bill. The top one is Jeff. I think that's Tom. And Rod?
So, you sort of got one right. You got Jeff right. That is Bob. Bob Frame. He puts on the plays.
Yep.
That's President Durant.
Oh, okay.
He's the he's the president of CCC. Yep. And that's Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
Joe. Would you say Jim, right? Yeah. Hey, you got a J name, you know? I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. We got plenty of correct answers and even more incorrect, interesting answers. I'm Aiden Crandall with Cayuga Bytes. We really do have some interesting characters, don't we, Jared?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Moving on to sports now. As the seasons change, we're going to be focusing more on men's and women's basketball. And speaking of basketball, Jared, you have an upset, right?
Yeah, there was an upset. Rankings in college basketball seem to be more and more heading down the road, like if not mattering whatsoever, because in recent years, upsets just happen like it's nothing. And recently, the number 1 ranked team, Kentucky, out of the new AP poll, ended up losing to unranked Evansville by 3. And that's just shocking all around because Kentucky was heralded as one of the best teams, like favorites to go to the Final Four this year, and they already are showing signs of struggling. But they are a young team, and they're going to have to learn. But that was something that we were not expecting so early on in the season.
Kentucky's always a young team. Wait until the Final Four when they're actually in it, because we all know they're going to be in it.
They're going to be in it, yeah. But for now, they just have to get through the growing pains and learn how to mesh together and play well. They'll be fine.
Yeah. Moving on to the NBA, we watched, well, I did at least, I watched a premier basketball game between the Suns and the Lakers.
Yes.
Which, for some reason, the Suns are really good this year.
The Phoenix Suns were one of those teams that were predicted to be like bottom of the Western Conference. And the Western Conference is a really strong conference. It by far is stronger than the Eastern Conference in the NBA.
Always is.
And the Suns were expected to be like a bottom 3 team like they have been for the past couple of years. All they really have is Devin Booker is what people think. But this year they've been really good. They've been playing really well together.
They have been. I'm very proud to see them doing pretty well. But all I got to say is watching that game, Dwight Howard needs to change his number.
Yeah.
39 is not a number.
39 is not a number.
On a basketball court at all.
I don't know. 39 is like, I think that's like the first time I've ever heard of anyone wearing that number since I've been watching the NBA. And I've been watching the NBA for over a decade now.
Oh, yeah. 39 should not be worn on a basketball court.
No.
Dwight Howard, change your number.
Change your number, man.
Please.
Please. Just change your number. I don't know. It's just like, it looks like when you wear a number like 39 that you're just trying to get attention for yourself. Like you're just trying to be like, stand out because he used to be a superstar in the league. He used to be one of the best players. Everybody wanted his jersey. Everybody loved him. Yeah. And then he played with Kobe Bryant on the Lakers for a couple years, and he played on the Rockets, and he lost all of his steam. And ever since then, he just has kind of fallen like out of fame, and he's just trying to get back to it. So when he had a chance to sign with LeBron James, you know, he took the opportunity, but then he picked a number to draw even more attention to himself.
Yeah, you take any number possible, and apparently LeBron said you're wearing 39 and you're going to like it.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about 39. I bet you LeBron told him he had to wear it too, because LeBron basically is the coach of that team anyway.
He is. We all know he is.
And in NFL news, there was one unbeaten team, the San Francisco 49ers actually, and they played division rival Seattle Seahawks, and Seattle gave them their first loss of the season in overtime on a game-winning field goal kick. And that's no more unbeaten teams in the NFL this season.
It's sad to say, and one of the Dolphins team was the 72 Dolphins, I want to say, some team like that. They're still going to be the only unbeaten team ever.
Yeah.
You know, 2007 Patriots, yeah, you suck too. Go
Yeah.
Giants. Yeah, you heard me.
Go Seahawks.
Yeah. Bite me. It's okay. Russell Wilson's MVP.
Yes.
We all know he's going to be the MVP. He better be the MVP.
He better be the MVP. Not Lamar Jackson. He's good.
Yeah.
But he's not Russell Wilson.
No, he's not Russell Wilson good.
Never. Never.
Yeah.
I'm Mark Bond, and this is Cayuga Bytes.
Really interesting. So tell me, Jared, why is the number 39 so controversial?
The number 39 is just not worn by very many athletes. And usually athletes who wear a number like 39 that no one else ever wears, it's just so they can get back in the limelight and gain some attention for themselves, because he has been out of the spotlight for many years and he's just trying to reinvent what people think of him. And wearing the number 39 is a start.
That's really interesting. Well, this has been our first episode of Cayuga Bytes. If you're interested in suggesting any story ideas, please do not hesitate to contact our Gmail. That is cayugabytes@gmail.com. I want to thank our guy behind the camera, Mark Bond, as well as all of the broadcast journalism class, including our great teacher, Mary Merritt, Aiden Crandall, me, and Jared Fritz. We're all happy to bring you Cayuga Bytes and are really thankful that you're tuning in. We hope to see you soon. I'm Nate McKay.
And I'm Jared Fritz.
And this is Cayuga Bytes. Jared,
oh,
tell
absolutely.
me a little bit more.
You tell him more.
Oh, you tell him.
Not you.
Oh, you tell him.
You.
Oh, you tell him.
You.
You tell him.
You.
You tell him. Fucking tell him.